What's up, chaps and chappets? Welcome back to another video. So, I'm using a 4-1-2-1-2 formation. It's not actually this variant, which is on screen right now. As you can see, this is the one with the right mid, left mid. And ultimately, the reason why I do think the one with the center mids is better is because you can play those triangle plays in the diamond shape just like quicker, to be honest, just much faster. And I feel like that is what this formation is really about for me personally. I feel like it's all about the triangle plays, the quick passes to get through the defense, especially up front. You got the center attacking mid, two strikers, but we do actually switch around the positions in game as well. We're not playing party at center attacking mid. I'm not a muppet. So getting into the actual in-game team, we've got Coquelin as the middle CDM, Party because he's got that high work rate. Slap a shadow on him. He just does bits in midfield in terms of winning back possession. Promes on the left centre mid to get the finesse shot cut-ins. Ousmane Dembele is a middle centre attacking mid. Good skill moves and all of that. And obviously the two strikers. So the actual tactics here, once again, we've gone for the low depth. It's quite balanced. Width in the attack is fairly narrow just because we do want to be getting those quick sort of passes. And it's like, I think this is one of the best formations, just like fast attacking wise. I think this is probably the best just because it is so quick in the build up because you're playing every single pass narrow. And obviously you can see the player instructions on screen, of course. We've basically just got like the classic 4-1-2-1-2 tactics. Center attacking mid, staying forward, getting behind on the two strikes. Right center mid is stay back while attacking because he's party and he's actually decent defensively. Promise is balanced. And two right back, right back and left back are basically stay back while attacking as well. So I think one of the best things about this formation is just like in attack, you can just create a lot of problems just with the middle, the sort of quick play through the middle. And it just is one of those formations where if you're unpredictable, one of the reasons why Gorilla plays so well with this formation is, if you can be unpredictable and you can do some skill moves and really sort of read what your opponent is thinking of doing defensively and stuff like that. And one way you can just do that is just like when they introduce the little pointer thing where you can see what player your opponent is like defending with, as you can see at Valencia. You just want to be looking at like his momentum. Just like focus on just looking around the pitch a bit more, whether it's looking down at your mini map to see where the players are, or just like looking at your your opponent's defense and just like seeing what player he's controlling and based on his momentum, maybe cutting inside and stuff like that. So if you could just win the 1v1s, you can really start to damage the opposition. Like defensively, you can just dish out the L's, get the quick triangle passes going. Like for 1-2, I think one of the most lethal thing at the moment, like one of the most lethal sort of plays, which is very quick to do and pretty easy too. It's just like a lot of people are playing very high up, and like I don't know why they're doing it either, because the AI just works really well with deep defense. I've said this many a time, and as you can see here, they've gone way too high up. And you can just play those in behind balls. And at the start, I feel like it's been patched, actually. Because even though they haven't really touched on it in terms of the patch notes. But getting in behind is actually very easy now. And actually, to be fair, taking touches doesn't actually hinder your pace as much as I first thought. Like, it really doesn't. Like, you can get the right stick flicks and get away from the defense quite easily, to be honest. So, I think it's actually pretty well balanced at the moment. So, you're going to be able to expose a lot of players with this formation if you're very good at just sort of the unpredictable skill moves and like quick plays and stuff like that. As well as also just like doing the quick 1-2s with the strikers and just getting away. Because a lot of people playing the 4-3-3 with a quite a high line and you can just literally get in behind all the time. So another thing which I've been doing much more recently as we concede a stupid little cheesy goal is right stick flicking for defense or whatever. Just like getting control of a player that you want to get control of. Literally, you just have to like... At first, I was kind of like holding down the stick and it was going to a player in the shadow realm, like in the stands or something. Like I don't know, like the switching was just really messed up for me. But when you actually just flick the right stick, just a little flick, then you can get a hold of a player that you want much more often. So, just getting players and just like dragging them into good positions. Not necessarily just running all out at them. I wouldn't really recommend that. I'd recommend just sort of placing them sort of centrally, which is why I've got my 3 center mid, CDM 2 center mids on kind of like stay central. Just kind of keeping them in that central area. Then like, I think it's like the double man press or whatever, where you hold down RB and press them at the same time and just like press them in a smart fashion. And the thing is, I didn't actually realize just how much this kind of changed my game. Like as soon as I was able to recover the ball much easier because of like being able to actually select the player that I wanted to select. It just improved my game so much. Like, it's actually ridiculous. And, you know, there's just a couple of key things that you need to know in order to be good at this game and, like, be consistent on FUT Champs. And I feel like that is definitely one of them as well. I'd just like to say as well, like, there's literally no way of me lying about how good these formations are that I'm, like, showing you. Because at the end of the day, we're playing on Division Rivals. And a lot of people are saying Division Rivals is more difficult than FUT Champions. And for the most part, it actually is. We're currently in Division 3. Which is pretty difficult to get to. I'd say it's probably more difficult than Division 1 since forever on Ultimate Team. Like, it honestly is very difficult to get other divisions. You only see, like, the pro players in Division 1. So, I need to actually grind up my road to glory. Like, I genuinely do need to grind Division Rivals in order to get good enough to compete in FUT Champions. But, yeah, I definitely would say this is the best sort of fast attacking formation. 4-3-2-1 is, I would say, overall probably the best all-out attacking formation. But in terms of fast attacks, just because the two strikers are there to get that sort of driven pass away. And I really do like having that sort of outlet in attack where you can just, like, driven pass all the way up to the strikers a lot of the time. And then just create chances. As well as just the fact that you do end up catching your opponents off guard. And if you are, like I say, if you are good at just, like, beating players one-on-one and reading what your opponent's going to do, it's just going to improve your game. And also, one other thing as well I'd actually like to say as well is, I've actually touched on this in a couple of other videos, but when I started playing Fortnite at first, I wanted to play really aggressive to get good at the game. And the 4-1-2-1-2 is a very aggressive formation. I feel like it's a very attacking formation. And I feel like, therefore, it's a very good way of getting good at FIFA. Because you're forcing yourself to, like, have to actually defend a lot of the time. I don't know, like, it's just more difficult than it is with a 4-2-3-1 to defend. But at the same time, you're forcing yourself to play that aggressive play style. You're forcing yourself to be unpredictable in attack to beat the opponent in the 1v1s and get good at passing. I mean, it's a very good attacking formation that is good for, like, training you to get better at the game and play, like, more aggressively. So, you know, there is a lot of games with a 4-2-3-1 where they kind of, like, peter out. And, you know, it could go down to a lucky goal at the end of the day. And that's why you need to be good at scoring a lot of goals. You need to be able to just, like, beat all of these opponents that are just not very good at the game by scoring a load of goals on them. So, I definitely would recommend this formation. I'm not going to lie. One thing that I actually have is I have 4-2-3-1 set on my defending on my road to glory. And then 4-1-2-1-2 set to my attacking. So, I definitely recommend playing both formations. And then 4-3-2-1 when you go, like, ultra attacking. So anyway, chaps and chappets, that is going to be the end of the video, of course. Make sure to leave a like if you want to see more of this type of video. And I'll see you, chaps and chappets, on the next one. Oof. Why are you listening to chaps who say you can't live your dream if they haven't done it themselves? Like with playing Pokemon Go, gotta stop the weak ones with a repel. You're getting salty cause you're losing to be a bad sport like the NFL. Then you flex on them like a show and tell. They might be winning now, but we're playing Mario Kart and we got the blue shell. Take the track deeper like we in a world.